Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing The Division 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and salutations! Today, updates galore. Let's get to it. So the big news from the state of the game yesterday is the Tidal Basin Stronghold is going to be released Friday, April 5th. Now it'll be a normal reset, so the normal time that they have maintenance on a daily basis, whether it is early morning for you or late at night or anything in between. That is when they're going to do the update for that stronghold. Now that's not the only thing that's coming April 5th. We're looking at 3 gear sets, and after completing that stronghold you go to World Tier 5. Once you get to World Tier 5 you can get or start getting gear set pieces. 3 different sets: True Patriot, Ongoing Directive, and Hardwired. And these will drop randomly from all Black Tusk enemies, as well as having a high chance of getting it from invaded missions and invaded stronghold. There's going to be a heroic difficulty level for invaded missions only. So there's going to be random missions that will be invaded by the Black Tusk. You can play it, I believe it's randomly on a daily basis, and of course the stronghold, there'll be 1 stronghold, may only be Tidal Basin, which will be invaded, and you can finish that 1 time a week for an extra reward. Now there is no loot specific to heroic missions. It is just a higher level of difficulty, and if you've completed any of the control points at +4, then you know what you're up against. As the developer said, it is an act of cruelty, so it will be difficult, much like the legendary missions in Division 1. Additionally, they mentioned that there are no checkpoints. So if you completely wipe out, your team goes down, you have to start from the beginning. Even if you're at the end, you have to go all the way back. So very, very cruel and unusual punishment. But if you're into that thing, it's all for you. Now, they did not mention adding optimization stations, so I assume that is going to be down the road somewhere. We all know that the optimization station is coming, but when it's coming, we don't know. All right, so World Tier 5, you'll be able to go from 450 to 500. Now, it was some sort of programming glitch where you could get actually higher than 450 in World Tier 4, and I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about, where you can kind of creep up on your gear from 450, 454, 460, and you can keep going, but you have to use basically whatever is given at the highest level. So once this comes out, I assume that will be fixed. So your field proficiencies will now give appropriate based on what world tier you are instanced in at the time that you're given it. All right, now there is a patch that has gone live. Now what is included in that? Frame rate drops should be less noticeable, or I should say fixed. So not entirely, but you shouldn't have it as often as we have in the past. The skill cooldown glitch should be entirely fixed, hopefully. They went through and fixed the most part of the skill cooldown glitch, and this is supposed to completely eliminate it so that you can actually use skills and they're actually going to do what they're supposed to instead of being deployed and then go completely on cooldown as soon as you throw it out. Now there was no mention of the mag +1 glitch, so is that being fixed in the near future? Has it been fixed? So this glitch involves having a magazine of say 30 or 5 or 7, whatever it happens to be, and you spawn in with that amount of ammo in the magazine. You hit the reload button or you go to interact with an object, but instead of interacting or reviving someone, you reload your gun and you add 1 to your magazine. That is in fact a glitch, and hopefully it is fixed or will be fixed in the near future. Upscaling is being fixed. Hooray! So now when you join someone who is a higher level, especially 5+ levels above you, this should be a fix for it. They went through and did a once over, and they're going to completely fix it this time around. Originally, if you were level 1 and you went into a mission with a level 30, all the enemies would be level 30 and you would be bumped up to level 29. Unfortunately, the NPCs would be doing more damage to you than what was intended, so of course you would go down faster. But that wasn't the only problem. The other problem was that you would be using gray or green gear or blue gear, whatever it happens to be, and this level 30 is of course using all high-end gear. So it would bump you up to 30, but it would bump you up with the current rarity that you had. So your green gear at level 30, of course, which nobody has that, was much lower than high-end gear. So the green gear or gray gear, blue gear, whatever you're happening to be using, and you're going in with a higher level player, it will be appropriately matched for survivability, so you won't get two-shotted by a SMG at long range and be taken out. Clan colors are changing. No longer will your clanmates look like elites running around the map. No, they will be a different color, so you'll differentiate between your clanmates and the enemies. So hopefully they don't change it to, say, purple or red, but we'll see. They are fixing navigation while you're marking as junk mods. So gear mods and skill mods, when you marked one as junk, all of a sudden you would start to jump in between different categories instead of going down one on the gear mod list. In order to deal with that, you would have to go to the top of a category and mark that one as junk, and then move down the list to the one that you actually wanted to mark as junk, and then you would bump down, of course, to the next category again, and then you'd have to bump up to the next category since it only moved category to category at that point, and then unmark it as junk, and then you can move through the list again. So hopefully that is completely fixed and we won't have that problem anymore. Push to talk is on by default. So instead of having people just randomly talking about whatever is going on or talking to the person that's in the physical room with them and broadcasting it to whoever happens to be nearby is going to be fixed. So push to talk will be on by default. And that's it. Check out all the fixes and changes in 1.7. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to ring the bell before you leave to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.